3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Marne Report.
What's up, Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield? This is Jenny Walker. I am here with Carl Owens, the Chief of Housing, and we are here to talk about ArMA today. Carl, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi, I'm Carl Owens, the Chief of Housing for Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield.
All right, and tell me, what does ArMA stand for?
ArMA is the Army Maintenance Application. It is a web-based and iPhone application where you can submit work orders for any government facility on Fort Stewart or Hunter.
That's really great. Is that applicable to housing right now?
It's not applicable to housing or never will be because housing is a privatized company and you have to go to Rent Cafe for any housing work orders.
Do you say Rent Cafe?
Rent Cafe, yes.
And what is Rent Cafe?
Rent Cafe is BBC's website to submit all the work orders for any on-post housing.
Okay, let's talk about that for a few minutes because I'm sure that a lot of people have questions about that process or want to know more about it. What would you tell our spouses and family members that are out there in housing about work orders in this cafe?
All you have to do is go to Rent Cafe and you can sign up an account and based on your lease and your resident, your address, and you can submit work orders and communicate with management or any issues you may have. You can submit work orders, post photos, or any issues you have with housing.
Okay, so if I'm living in housing and I'm having an issue, I can just go to that Rent Cafe and this is online?
Yes.
Okay, and then I can post a picture of what's going on, and then is there like a back and forth forum? Will they get back to me through that system?
There is a back and forth. You can get through that system or you can say, hey, just send me text messages at this number or whatever you need, however you like to be communicated with.
That sounds like a really great and easy way to do work orders as opposed to calling on the phone and waiting
Correct.
for someone to call back. And
you get, a picture says 1,000 words, right? You can just submit a photo with your work order or your request, and the tech can be more prepared when they show up to fix the issue you may have. So the ArMA is the government's version of the same thing for any government facilities you may have.
Okay, and so going back to the ArMA piece now, how is that going to work for those of us? I assume this is for those of us that work in the buildings or live in the barracks.
It is currently right now as we speak today. It is only for soldiers that live in a barracks, but on 12 April, it'll be for any government facilities. All you have to do is type in ArMA maintenance. If you have a CAT card, or if you don't have a CAT card, you can still do that, and it'll send you a login and password. You can submit work orders, service orders, photos. The maintenance techs will communicate directly with you when an issue is fixed, or if they have to order parts or anything like that.
So I could just do that from my office desktop
Yes,
starting
you can.
on the
12 April.
12 April.
12 April.
Okay.
And if you do it through CAT card, if you PCS to another installation, all you have to do is go in a drop-down menu and select I'm now stationed at Fort Drum or Fort Bliss, and it'll give you access to all of our government facilities on installation.
Well, that's going to be great for getting things done in the buildings.
Yes,
That's wonderful.
and then you have instant communication with the work order. You'll get a work order number, and you'll see it being routed through you can track the work order where it's at inside DPW, inside it's in individual shops as far as, if it's going to electrical shop or if it's going to the carpentry shop. And also they can communicate back with you, say, hey, we fixed the issue and here's what we did, or hey, we're ordering parts and we'll be back out within X number of days.
And so now we'll have a digital log of the communications with DPW, with maintenance.
And from a commander standpoint or a facilities manager, they will have access to go in and pull out a report. We'll give them all the work orders submitted or service orders submitted for that building.
That's going to be really great. Wow.
And same thing with if you're going down the road and you see a pothole, you can take a picture of it and say, here's a pothole next to Burger King parking lot, for example.
Really?
And you can submit that, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Okay, so that's really great information. Is there anything in particular you would like people to know other than, it starts on the 12th for the government buildings?
It just gives every individual, every employee, everybody stationed on Fort Stewart, government or civilian, access to instant feedback on service orders or trying to get something fixed in a facility.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's really great information. All right, Fort Stewart, you heard it. On 12 April, we're going to be able to submit digital work orders for our buildings online and have a complete and total record of all of that. That's going to be huge for us. All right, thank you for your time, Carl. And this is Jenny signing off.
The recently passed Georgia Constitutional Carry Act does not apply to Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, or any Army installation in Georgia. Per Army Regulation 190-11, the carrying of privately owned weapons and ammunition is prohibited on post unless authorized by the senior commander. Also, the carrying of a concealed weapon on the installation is prohibited, regardless of whether a state or county permit has been obtained. For questions about the regulation or how to register personally owned weapons on post, call the Directorate of Emergency Services at 767-2285.